German companies operating in the UK would consider leaving Britain in the event of a Brexit. That's according to a survey of 700 companies by Germany's Bertelsmann Foundation. The findings there are expected to ramp up the pressure on the UK Prime Minister David Cameron, who's hoping to tie up a deal to reform the European Union at this weekend's EU Leaders Summit. Nina Schick is a policy analyst at Open Europe, and she's with us again. Hi, Nina.
Hi, Louisa.
Good to see you. We're hearing that a third of British and German companies operating in the UK that they would consider packing up and leaving if we were to see a Brexit. I mean, it's becoming a lot more real for companies out there now.
Well, certainly. I mean, all the polls show that the Leave campaign is certainly doing much better than one would have expected. And of course, for these companies, they have to make contingency plans because nobody really knows what would happen in the event of a Brexit. So it's only responsible. Having said that, I would add a caveat. It is the Bertelsmann Foundation, which is a German foundation. So any foundation, when they find findings like this, might be slightly skewed.
No, that's very true, very true. What do you think is going to happen at the upcoming summit? I mean, are we going to see Cameron pushing through reforms at any point in the near future?
So Cameron's already laid out his reform agenda in 4 broad categories, and it already seems from the draft deal that's already been circulated that he's got something in each of those baskets. Now, the question remains, what are the details going to be? And I think that EU leaders know that it's serious now and Brexit is a real possibility. So I think they'll be doing everything to try and give Cameron something because they know the next challenge for him is selling that package at home domestically.
I spoke to the former Italian Prime Minister last week, Enrico Letta, who's arguing that we shouldn't be having a referendum this summer. We should wait until next summer because of the migration crisis and that people are getting confused with what they're actually voting on or what they would be voting on. Do you think there's a big risk that issues become confused with the migration crisis?
Certainly. I mean, the whole intra-EU migration question has been conflated with the refugee crisis. And of course, after the refugee crisis started last summer, you saw a big shift in the polls here. And I think the fear is for people who want to remain in, that another summer like the one we saw last year, which looks likely to happen, could certainly shift public opinion towards leaving here in the UK.